The other day I wanted to throw on something simple but still looking put together. Running late to catch up for an event, and just as I was about stepping out of the door, I remembered that something was missing, and it wasn't my phone or wallet. It was my scent. So I went back upstairs and I was having difficulty picking out what scent to go for. And I just stood there thinking, what vibe am I going for tonight? Because let's be honest, the scent you wear says something, and it's like an invisible part of your outfit that people don't see coming but will definitely remember. At that moment, I realized that choosing a scent can be like choosing your mood. It made me realize how important this tiny decision can be. So today, let's talk about it, how to choose the right scent for the right occasion. Whether it's a work meeting or a first date or a lazy Sunday or maybe sweaty gym session, yes, there's a scent for that too. Your fragrance can totally shift the energy you bring into the room. Before we talk about specifics, let's even explore why this even matters. Scents are directly linked to memory and emotion, and it is tied to a part of the brain called the limbic system, the part of your brain that deals with feelings, memories, and instincts. And that's why a certain perfume can instantly remind you of a close friend or your mom or a relative or a friend. Why smelling your ex's cologne on someone else's body can just bring like a weird memory back and your stomach can become unsettled. So when you pick a fragrance, you're not just smelling good, you're creating an impression, a signature, and an experience. You probably have different outfits for different moods or different events, like joggers for maybe lazy days, or a sharp blazer for an interview, or the one dress or a skimpy dress when you're going on a night out. Fragrance are the same. You don't need a million bottles of scent, but you need to have a few go-to scents that are tailored to your life, and this honestly can be a game changer. So let's build your scent wardrobe together. I'll break this into different categories based on different occasions and moods. So let's start with your everyday scent or your signature scent, or the scent that you can call my scent. So this is your default, your vibe, and it's the one you can wear almost everywhere, maybe to the grocery store or to work, or you're out running errands. The one people would go for and say, oh, you always smell so good. So what to look for your everyday signature scent would be something easy to wear, something not overpowering, and something clean, fresh, or slightly floral or woody. An example of such perfumes would be the Chanel Chance You Tender, which is soft, feminine, and effortless. You also have the Dolce and Gabbana Light Blue, which is crisp, fresh, slightly fruity. Or you have the Mason Magella Lazy Sunday Morning, which is clean linen and soft. You want this scent to feel like you, just a little bit more polished. And just like you wouldn't just wear flip-flops to a job interview, you shouldn't also wear like loud, sexy nightclub fragrance to a brunch with a friend. Context really matters. Now, if you're going for like a casual smell, or for casual dates or day out with friends, such as brunch or museum day or shopping, you can play a bit with something playful, fresh, maybe fruity or green, because you want to smell vibrant, youthful, and a bit upbeat. So things to consider would be citrus like bergamot or grapefruit, or light fruits such as apple or pear, or you can consider things like soft floral or aquatic notes. And examples you can consider would be the Chloe the perfume, which is clean rose and ultra feminine, or the Marc Jacobs Daisy, which is sweet, innocent, and flirty, or the Clinique Happy, which is fresh, citrusy, and cheerful. Then if you're going for maybe a date night perfume, you want a scent that would make people want to lean in closer. They just want to keep taking that whiff of air from you. It should be alluring but not aggressive. And think of it like a whisper rather than instead of a shout. So what to look out for in perfumes, soft ambers, smooth vanillas, soft florals, or white musk. and maybe a touch of spice or wood if you like. Now, if you're going for a scent to wear for a work or professional setting, one rule is that your scent should never enter the room before you do. Yes, you want to smell good, but you also want to smell like approachable and elegant, not I just walked through a cloud of vanilla and spice. So what to look for would be like light floral, soft musk, or gentle citrus, or light wood. Generally, I think it's best to avoid things that are overly sweet or gourmand or intense spicy notes, because they can be quite distracting when people are close to you in close quarters. So examples of perfume you can consider would be the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. It is airy, it is fresh, and has a subtle confidence. You can also consider the Prada Infusion, the Iris, which is powdery, clean and refined, or the Emis On Jardin Solennel which is light green, floral, and crisp. If you're thinking of what to wear to maybe the gym or for travel or outdoorsy kind of event, you can think of a light scent that feels fresh and clean, especially if you're going for things like yoga, walks, or travel. So things to consider would be aquatic notes, citrus, mint, green tea, or clean musk. An example of perfumes in this category would be the Icy Miyake. I'll add the name of the perfume up here. It is clean and it is water inspired. You also have the Calvin Klein one, which is unisex, fresh and energetic, or the Aesop Tacit, which is herbal, green and crisp. You're going for formal events like weddings or galas, something really formal. You want to bring the drama, but the good kind of drama. So you're dressed up, your hair is looking amazing, makeup done, so your scent should be that cherry on top. So what you need to consider would be fresh floral like jasmine, rose, or incense or wood, or bold spices or leather or smoky notes. In this category, perfumes to consider will be the Maison Francis Coq de Jan Baccarat Route 540, which is warm, rich, unforgettable, or the Carolina Herrera Good Girl, which is floral, deep, sweet and spicy, or the Narciso Rodriguez for her, which is musky, elegant and long lasting. This is the kind of scent that will turn heads and leave a trail. So before building your perfume wardrobe, there's something very important that you need to be familiar with before buying any perfume, and that is the perfume wheel. The perfume wheel is like a circular diagram that organizes fragrances into families and subfamilies based on their dominant scent characteristics. Now, these families are arranged in a way that shows how similar or how contrasting they are, just like a color wheel. The main fragrance families are made up of 4 primary families, and each of these families have subcategories. First primary fragrance family would be floral. It is characterized by being romantic, soft, powdery, feminine, and example is rose, jasmine, lily, violet. And you'd find that in the subfamilies you'll find things like floral, soft floral, or floral oriental. So floral will be the classical floral scents. Soft floral will be floral notes with a bit of aldehydes or powdery touches. And floral oriental will be florals that are blended with spicy or warm notes. Maybe a touch of spice or wood if you're feeling bold. An example would be the YSL Libre Intense. It is floral, vanilla and sultry. Or you can also consider the Tom Ford Black Orchid, which is dark, mysterious and dramatic. Or the Byredo Gypsy Water, which is woody, soft and slightly smoky. Next primary family in the fragrance will be oriental, and it's characterized by a warm, sweet, spicy, exotic smell. And examples will be vanilla, cinnamon, amber, or incense. Subfamilies would include soft oriental, which is slightly spicy and a bit creamy. And you have oriental, which is rich and spicy. And you also have woody oriental, which is amber and spices mixed with wood. And the next family would be woody. Think of it's characterized by being masculine, deep, dry, or earthy. And examples would be sandalwood, cedar, or patchouli. Subfamilies will consist of woods, which are clean and dry woods, or mossy woods, which are earthy and rich, e.g. oak moss, or you have dry woods such as smoky or leathery. And the fourth primary family would be fresh, which is characterized by bright, clean, light, and energizing. Examples would be citrus, green leaves, or oceanic notes. Subfamilies will consist of citrus such as lemon, bergamot, orange. You also have green as a subfamily, which is made up of fresh cut grass or leaves. You have water aquatic as well as a subfamily, which is made up of oceanic, marine, and you also have fruity as a subfamily, which is made up of berries, apples, peaches. I've said a lot, so I'm just going to recap just to make it a bit easier to understand. This video you might need to watch it more than once to really grasp the concept, and also have a picture of the perfume wheel on your phone, to make it easier for you to understand. So for everyday occasion or everyday signature wear, you can consider fresh and floral scents. For professional settings, you can consider clean and subtle scents. For date night, you can consider warm and sexy scents like the YSL Libre Intense. For casual days, you can consider like fruity, playful, like the Marc Jacob Daisy. And for cozy occasions, you can consider vanilla and musk glossier you. To give real world examples, just to put things into context, so common perfumes like Chanel No. 5 falls under the family of soft floral. Tom Ford Black Orchid falls under Oriental, and Light Blue falls under citrus and fruity, and Le Labo Santal 33 falls under woody. Now, the best places to apply your perfumes would be the pulse points, your wrist, behind the ears, your neck, inside of your elbows, behind your knee as well. And when you apply, don't rub your wrists together because you can break up the notes. And for extra lasting power, you can moisturize your skin first before applying your perfume to make it last longer. Bonus tip is that your skin's chemistry changes with temperature. So these deeper scents will really shine in the evening when it's colder compared to during the day when it's warmer. Another thing to know is that perfumes are usually made in notes. You have the top notes, you have the heart note, or also called the middle notes, and you have the base notes. So the top note is the one you perceive immediately you spray the perfume, and this fades really quickly. Then the heart or middle note defines actually what the perfume family is, because this stays longer. And then the base note, which gives you longevity and often shifts the scent over time. But in terms of classifying which family that perfume falls under, the heart note and the dominant base note would help you decide what family that perfume falls under. If you fancy a particular perfume, all you need to do is find out or Google what notes are in the perfume and look at the heart notes and the base notes. So the heart notes and the dominant base note will tell you what family it's under. Now, how can you use the perfume wheel to find your scent? So first of all, identify what you already love. Now think of your favorite perfumes and then look up their families. What main family are they under? And next thing you can do is explore neighboring categories. So if you love floral, you can try soft floral, or you can try floral oriental. And you can also experiment with like opposites if you're curious about trying something completely new or something completely different. You can try a scent from the opposite side of the perfume wheel for contrast. Understanding the perfume wheel and this 4 primary fragrance family is a good way to start to understand perfumes. Adjacent families in the wheels will share similarities. For example, floral oriental sits between floral and oriental, which means it's combining both qualities. And opposing families in the wheel will tend to contrast. For example, fresh citrus scents will contrast heavily with warm, spicy oriental. So if you like a certain scent family, you'd most likely enjoy others that are close to it on the wheel. Before buying a perfume, it's actually good to test it, because how it smells in the bottle is not how it will smell on you. Always try, if possible, to try the perfume on your skin, ideally inside of your wrist or your elbow, and let it sit for like 20-30 minutes to let it settle. Because, you know, like I've said, perfumes are made in notes. The top notes will be the first impression, and this lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. And then the heart notes, which is the main body of the perfume, you would get this after the top notes fades. And then you have the base note, which lingers for long as well. And also, when you're trying out perfumes, try not to do more than 2 to 3 at a time because your nose can become overpowered and you wouldn't really get the actual smell of the perfume. That is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please drop a comment below of your favorite perfumes, your perfumes that make you feel like $1,000,000, your go-to perfume. Let me know in the comment section. Let's chat below. Please like, subscribe, and share, and turn on your notification bell for more interesting content to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.